Shotwell keeps the jacks and the rubber ball in his attaché case and will not allow me to play with them. He plays with them, alone, sitting on the floor near the console.
Onesies. Twosies.
Hour after hour.
Threesies.
He chants in a precise, well-modulated voice.
Foursies.
Not so loud as to be annoying. Not so soft as to allow me to forget. I point out to Shotwell that two can derive more enjoyment from playing jacks than one.
Onesies.
But he is not interested in this.
Twosies.
I have asked repeatedly to be allowed to play by myself, but he simply shakes his head.
Twosies.
Why?
They're mine. Threesies. Foursies.
And when he has finished, back they go, into the attaché case. There is nothing I can do about it. It is unfair, but there is nothing I can do. I am aching to get my hands on them. Shotwell and I live under the ground and watch the console. He has a key and I have a key. If certain events take place on the console, we are to insert our keys in the appropriate locks and turn them clockwise. If we turn our keys simultaneously, certain switches are activated and the bird flies. But the bird never flies. In 133 days, the bird has not flown. Meanwhile, Shotwell and I watch each other. We each wear a .45, and if Shotwell behaves strangely, I'm supposed to shoot him. If I behave strangely, Shotwell is supposed to shoot me. We watch the console and think about shooting each other. Shotwell's behavior with the jacks is strange. At least it seems strange. But perhaps Shotwell is simply a selfish bastard. I do not know for sure. In addition to the .45, I have a .38 which Shotwell does not know about, concealed in my attaché case. And Shotwell has a .25 caliber Beretta, which I don't know about, strapped to his right calf. Sometimes, instead of watching the console, I make a point of watching Shotwell's .45. But this is a ruse. In reality, I'm watching his hand when it dangles near his right calf. Shotwell pretends to watch my .45. But he's really watching my hand resting idly atop my attaché case. Each of us is supposed to shoot the other if the other is behaving strangely. In the beginning, I took care to behave normally. So did Shotwell. Norms of politeness, consideration, speech, and personal habits were scrupulously observed. But then it became apparent that an error had been made, that our relief was not going to arrive. Owing to an oversight, we have been here for 133 days. When it became clear that an error had been made, the norms were relaxed. Definitions of normality were redrawn in the agreement of January 1st. Uniform regulations were relaxed, and meal times are no longer rigorously scheduled. We eat when we are hungry and sleep when we are tired. One of us watches the console at all times rather than two of us. If certain events take place on the console, then one of us wakes the other, and we turn our keys simultaneously. This system involves a delay of about 12 seconds, but I do not care. I'm not well. Shotwell does not care because he is not himself. After the agreement was signed, Shotwell produced the jacks and the rubber ball from his attaché case, and I began to write a series of descriptions of forms occurring in nature, such as a shell, a leaf, a stone, an animal. Perhaps this is not an oversight. Perhaps it is a plan. Perhaps the plan is for us to stay here permanently, or for 365 days. Or perhaps they're observing our behavior in some way. Sensors of some kind. And perhaps our behavior determines the number of days. It may be that they are very pleased with us, with our behavior. Not in every detail, but altogether. Perhaps the whole thing is an experiment and it is very successful. I do not know for sure. But I suspect the only way they can persuade sun-loving creatures into their pale, sweating, reinforced concrete rooms is to say that the system is 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and then lock us below for some number of days known to them, but unknown to us. The diamond is a 2 1/2 carat solitaire I had in my attaché case when we went down. It was for Lucy. The south wall of the console room is already covered. I described a shell, a leaf, a stone, animals, a baseball bat. I'm aware that the baseball bat is not a natural form, but I described it. The baseball bat, I said, is typically made of wood. It is typically 1 meter in length or a little longer. Fat at one end, tapering to afford a comfortable grip at the other. The end with a handhold typically offers a slight rim or lip at the nether extremity to prevent slippage. My description of the baseball bat ran 682 words. Does Shotwell read what I have written? I do not know for sure. I'm aware that Shotwell regards my writing behavior as a little strange. Yet it is no stranger than his Jack's behavior, or his behavior with the console. I had already tried it, but the distance is too great. They had, in their infinite foresight, already imagined a man standing over the console with his 2 arms outstretched. Trying to span the distance between the 2 locks. Shotwell is not himself. He has made certain overtures. The burden of his message is not clear. It has something to do with the keys, with the locks. Shotwell is a strange person. He appears to be less affected by our situation than I. He is stolid. He says nothing, but he has made certain overtures. I'm not sure I understand them, but he has something in mind. I have something in mind. Sometimes I cannot sleep. Sometimes Shotwell cannot sleep. Sometimes when Shotwell cradles me in his arms and rocks me to sleep, singing Brahms' Guten Abend, Gute Nacht, or I cradle Shotwell in my arms and rock him to sleep, singing, I understand what it is Shotwell wishes me to do. At such moments we are very close, but only if you will give me the jacks. That is fair. There's something he wants me to do with my key, while he does something with his key. But only if he will give me my turn. That is fair. I am not well.